everybody. It's Tanya Smith here with Stream Like a Boss TV and Get Noticed with Video. And I am thrilled and excited. I cannot tell you how fun. This is going to be so much fun. So get ready for James Hicks, the engineering technologist. I cannot wait to introduce you to him in just a few seconds here. So look, before we do that, let me make sure I tell you a little bit about the show, because if this is your first time, I love for you to put in #newbie. If you have been here before, you're part of the fam. You've been watching Stream Like a Boss TV. Even if it's once or twice, I want you to type in #OG. I'm looking for you. Thank you so much for showing up. I know somebody's already given you a day off. That's Dan. Giving James Hicks a day off from his razzing is what he said. Talk Virtual, Erica Bates in the house says she's already excited. I am too, Erica. This is going to be fun. But look, we need to get to it. So let me just share with you really quickly that Stream Like a Boss TV is all about helping you to leverage video marketing in particular so that you can stand out online, serve more people, and sell more of your services. So if you are a coach or any other type of creator of sorts, this is the show for you. I come on live each and every week on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, and excited, usually solo, but sometimes with special guests. And I get to share my stage tonight with someone very special, incredible, intelligent. I cannot wait again to introduce you to him. Thank you so much for putting #OG in there. I see it. If you're new, don't forget to put in #newbie, because we do want to acknowledge you as well. Your family just like our OGs. All right, we're going to head on over. And the question that I have is not, are you consistent with your email marketing? I think it changed it on another slide. But the question is, what is your biggest challenge when it comes to video content strategy? What's your biggest challenge? And who knows, we might be talking about a few other things too that I haven't come up with yet. Because we're just going to roll with it. So if you've got questions, if you've got comments, if you want to talk a little bit about video, or you have something that's on your mind as it relates to anything related to technology, pop it in the chat, because we are here with you live. All right, y'all. On the other side of this video, you get to meet Mr. James Hicks, and again, of HicksNewMedia. Can't wait to hear him introduce himself and to talk a little bit about what he's up to. All right, we'll see you on the other side. Okay, folks.
No, shoot.
Here is James Hicks. I'm just like
so
excited.
Shoot. She got the triggers and everything going. Look at, I ain't mad at you now.
Hey.
Yeah, we in the building, y'all. Come on now, let's get focused, y'all. Y'all see it. Let's go and get focused.
All right. Look, he's telling himself that, y'all.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Right. Show's already off the rails, and you don't know what's going on.
It's off the rails. We got to introduce you, but then I also need to definitely acknowledge some folks that are in the comments. So we'll do that in a second, but tell the people who you are and what you're about, Mr. Hicks.
My goodness. Well, listen, before I do that, I want to say thank you for this opportunity to come on and talk to your community as well. I position myself as an engineering technologist. Like I say, I'm the founder of HicksNewMedia. I'm driven by discovery, and I'm focused on purpose. My whole realm, my whole premise for being an entrepreneur, for being a content creator, is to advocate for others that are looking to do the same. Right? If it's either as a side hustle, if it's for business, if you're looking to monetize from an entrepreneur perspective, whatever the case may be, I pride myself on having a pretty nice Rolodex, and I can put you in place, and I can put you in touch with people who can help you get the job done. If I don't have the answers, I can find you someone else. I can put you in touch with Tanya, that kind of thing. So I'm really just all about telling stories, raising the level of the conversation, getting out of the noise, and having just real purposeful, meaningful conversations with people.
I love that. And you know what? Here's what I know. Is that everything you said is so true and 100% authentic, because the first couple of times I met you, James, they
Hmm.
were on panels and other shows where I've seen you speak, and you always speak with such, it's just real. You're just genuine, you're real, you are a connector, you're somebody who I look at as, you know what? He's smart. He knows what he's talking about. He's intelligent. I believe him. You're a credible expert in what you do. And so I just appreciate you saying yes to the show.
Listen, I can't not say yes. Come on, y'all. Listen, let me say something before we even get going about the respecting the process. Tanya Smith got a process, y'all. If you gonna say you gonna be on this show right here, you got to go through all kind of background checks, DNA analysis. You got to give the last 4 years. So listen, it's thorough and it's very meticulous. But that's so good though, right? Because that just proves that you serious about what you put out there in these streets. And if
Amen.
anyone else is going to be on this side, on the guest side of your show, of your session, talking to your community, they better come correct. They better acknowledge the questions that you asked. They better send the headshot. They better acknowledge the multiple emails and text messages. That right there, I mean, it's actually refreshing to see someone who is so in depth and detailed about their craft that it makes that much sense that if James Hicks is going to show up on Tanya Smith's show, boy, you better respond to these messages and you better be on time. So I wanted to give you those flowers and not just gloss over that. So yeah, that's you the truth. You the truth.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. Look, Strick said it differently. Strick said,
What do you
dang, that
say?
was a lot of emails. It's like, you made sure I made it to this show on time. And I was like,
Don't mess
yeah,
around. Don't mess around. So
yes, I did. I want to pull up, I'm going to pull up a couple of messages in here. First of all, let's put, Dan says, I'm going to give you a day off from
I
razzing.
appreciate you, Dan, man. Good Lord, man. Give the old cat a break, man. Listen, I'm 54 years old, man. I need a day off. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Golly.
Oh man, we got some OGs in the house. That is Miss Stacy Moore. I love it. An absolute wonder. We got Talk Virtual, Erica Bates. There's a lot of OGs in here, so it's so good to see you. Dan, yes, you are an OG all day. I appreciate you, John. Learn live streaming with John Lacey is in the house. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And look, so learning with Mark Warren, semi OG. Look, once you are here, you've seen the show before, you've been in the chat before, we've talked to you. You are now our cousin.
Love it. Love it.
That's the way that works. So
Give me
you
some
are,
money. Hey, cousin, give me some money. It's
I
tax
know.
time.
Let me holler
Let
at
me
you. Let me
hold a
holler
couple of
at you.
dollars. Let me holler at you right quick.
Oh my goodness. Dan said, James, share for your show. Hot
Listen, I
mess.
did. Man, see, don't do that to me, Dan. Listen, I just
He
wanted to
just
make sure
got,
everything came correct.
he said
Got your
one
boy
day. He
nervous up
didn't
here.
do one day. He did maybe a 5 minute. What's up, tech troublemaker? Roy in the house.
Good
Everybody
man.
saying hello. Yes, she said military protocol, my style. Yeah, well, I try to think it through because
We
it's
have that in
important.
common.
Yeah, James, I can tell. I know you are a systems person, and I
Hmm.
trust me. I went and I researched the background,
Uh-oh.
so we about to
Uh-oh.
talk about some of that
I
stuff.
got some explaining to do. I got some explaining to do. Okay. I'm ready.
Erica said, Tanya had me opening my emails. No, that's funny. I know. Okay, Nicolette, Tiffany, I just want to acknowledge everybody, and then we're going to definitely be starting into this. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, hello, hello. All right, here we go. So, look, you have been doing video. First of all, you call yourself an engineering technologist. I want to start
Yes.
there.
Yep.
What does that mean?
Hopefully nobody else is using that because I made that up one day in not a drunken stupor, but off of after having a couple of glasses of scotch. Uh, Professionally, I'm in enterprise IT. Professionally, I'm out there helping enterprise customers understand how to leverage data center systems, network storage, compute, and things of that nature. So that's the engineering piece. Technologist is really where I like to be. Most of the sessions that I now do on my channel are about the business of technology. So technology is around us every single day in every single way, personal and professional. So I just put the two together, engineering technologist, and again, setting my own lane. Right, a lot of folks will say that they're a digital content creator, an influencer. I hate the word influencer, but I'm looking at more something that's an adverb. Is engineering technology an adverb? Well, an actionable statement. So
Okay, there we
engineering
go.
technology actually speaks to action as opposed to just uh, email subtitles, so to speak. That's where it came from.
And how did you get into, like, what intrigued you about being in the world of technology? Because I did, like I said, I studied, I went and I checked you out. Because look, let me
Yeah.
tell y'all about, so
Oh Lord.
James was talking about filling out forms and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
when I went to look at his form, I was like, bio, one liner. What? I
That's
know
all you
there's
need.
more. I
That's all
know
you
there's
need.
more.
I'm a minimalist as well, right? There's a lot of flair on the wall and within the studio just for aesthetic pieces and for the production. But I'm a minimalist. What got me into technology really at a very early age, coding and computing, breaking computers, putting them back together. I'm gonna date myself here again. I started with the Commodore 64, the VIC 20, and the Apple IIc. I worked for Apple for 10 years. I had one of those infamous one on ones with Steve Jobs. Actually, here in my studio above me, I have his crazy one's speech. That's
Wow.
why I reference that every single day and in a lot of things that I do, try to put a dent in the universe. That context right there. So I look at that every single day before I turn these lights on, press record, and do the thing. But really, technology, again, encapsulates so much of what we do, pro, con, good or bad, whatever the case may be. And there's just a lot more conversation, especially now. It's an exciting time because everyone's talking about the advent of artificial intelligence, generative AI, and things of that nature. We in technology have been talking about that for decades.
Yeah.
Now it's over on these TVs, it's over on CNBC and CNN. So now the consumer is starting to hear about the advantages, again, pros, cons, whatever the case may be, of using some of these technology aspects. We get the chance to now train, educate, and help folks understand what it does and what it means in their day to day life. That's exciting to me. So yeah, I've been around these worlds, around these streets for a very long time. 20 years at HP, 10 years at Apple, 10 years at Dell, and now I'm at another cloud hosted computing company here based in Silicon Valley. So it's in my blood. It's in my DNA.
I love it. I love it. What is it that in today's, in the present moment, what is it about technology that gets you the most excited? Because I know, like you mentioned, there's a lot of things going on. What's up, Stephanie Garcia in the house?
What to do now?
What is it that really excites you the most right now?
Opportunity. I tell folks a lot of times to respect the technology and don't be afraid of it. Harness the technology. It's not coming, it's here, right? All of these new processes, all these new access points, all these new mechanisms, all the things that were, again, back in the day, think about building websites back in the old HTML days, back in the Dreamweaver days. Oh my gosh, I'm dating myself, right? I mean, I had to code and create a website using Dreamweaver. Oh, it was brutal. Now we got WordPress. Now we got Squarespace. We got Wix. We got other object-oriented types of platforms. It's so easy to do the thing. It's so easy to build your own community, to build your own foundation, to build your own network and spread your message to like-minded folks. There really is no excuse. You can't say that, oh, it's too hard now. Everyone's got these iPhones, everyone's got these Android phones, and they do so much for us. They allow us to stay connected. That's really what excites me about technology. Just the fact that it's so simple now, relatively simple, I will say, to share stories, stay connected, and build relationships, and hopefully, again, rise above the noise level and do something positive.
You know, people
That's
are
what it's all about.
resonating with what you said. Look, a couple people said in here. Wait, I programmed my Commodore 64 as a
There
kid.
you go. That's my guy now. Okay. You
Right.
got the big old, the cartridges and the reel. You know,
But you know
man.
what?
Listen, them were the days, brother.
Back then, you had to like really just be all, you had to be super smart. Be figuring all of that stuff out. I'm just
I was
saying.
just I was just smart on the internet. I just pretend to be smart. And
Dan said,
okay,
if you're into podcasting and tech, this is a man you have to know. And if you don't, you are not doing your job right. Exactly. I
appreciate you,
agree.
brother. Appreciate you, brother. Venmo is coming on in a minute. There,
I
I'll
know.
send you a little something in Venmo.
Pass
I
the
give you a
plate.
discount on my merch store. There you go. I'm gonna give you the Dan discount.
Stephanie says, great advice.
Oh, Miss
Yes.
Garcia, she know she already got the discount. So yeah, shout out to you,
Look,
player.
she knows all the things. She knows all. She's
Yeah,
another person. I got to get you on the show too, Stephanie. Unix. Oh my goodness, I know, right? It's so
HPUX.
funny.
I lived it, learned it. Yes, yes.
No code automations. I do all the HTML. I've built several websites of my own. I hate building for other people, but I build all my own websites too. And I used to hate to build them because they were so cumbersome. Now they're super quick. I can build a couple in a day.
It's
So you're
exactly
right.
right. So think about that again. I mean, that's the whole context of it. It was such a chore, such a challenge back in the day to automate something, to create something, to develop and build something.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you as a coach, you as a consultant, you as a subject matter expert, you can talk to your clients and provide a service, and that workflow, that whole activity of turning something up and presenting it to a client, you should be able to do that pretty quick now.
Yeah.
They don't need to know how straightforward it is. They don't need to know how simple it is for you. But again, now you can maybe charge a little more for having that service because
Mm-hmm.
you're that expert. You know 10% more than they do. So they're willing to pay for your expertise to build that thing.
Yeah.
It's a great time again for the individual. It's a great time for the entrepreneur, and it's just a great time for people to start leveraging this and stop thinking that technology is in their way. Get out of your own way and leverage it and take advantage of it.
So
I'm sorry.
speaking,
I didn't get here and started talking down to folks. Lord have mercy.
yeah,
No.
I
Let
don't
me
think so.
just drink my coffee.
I don't
Mm,
think so. I think you hit a couple of points that I think are really important because a lot of times we talk ourselves out of doing
yeah.
things
Hmm.
and we make things, I won't say harder than they are, but I'll say that we perceive things to be difficult. And now you're right. I think that the changes and the transformation of everything tech, the online space and the access that we have to people that are across the globe, all of the things that are happening now make it so much easier for us to, if we really want to put forth effort to learn it, then we can do. It's
That's the word
removing
right there.
excuses.
If you really want to put forth the effort, right? If
That's the
you
thing.
realize again that you got to respect the process, it's marathon, it's not a sprint. If you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to fall down and then get back up, brush yourself off, and figure out what it is that caused you to fall down. If you're willing to go through some of that right there, then you really appreciate. And then you realize that there are no overnight successes or no overnight celebrities or no overnight sensations. The true folks that are out here winning, I'm not necessarily saying I'm winning, but I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. But the folks that are out here winning are the ones that actually went through some stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? Either from a financial perspective, from a mental health perspective, from a just a trying to figure out again all of the processes and things to do. What's my true cause and purpose? And since we talk about content creation, things of that nature, what do I really want to talk about, and who's my community?
Mm-hmm.
Once you take the time to figure that piece out, and you get that aha moment, man, that's really where you start kicking in, and that's when you start winning, right there. Once you get past that point of just again procrastinating, deviating, and saying, "Oh, I can't do it." But once you say, "You know what? This is who I want to talk to. These are my folks. I don't need all this gear. I don't need all this stuff. I got what I got, and I can actually press record and go out there and talk to them." And you get one comment, you get one like, you
Mm-hmm.
get that. That means you know that you've connected with somebody.
That's right.
That should be the driving factor, as opposed to worrying about AdSense checks coming or worrying about okay, see, there we go
Mm-hmm.
again.
See, you about to go there. You about to go there.
I know.
About to
Lord.
do some name dropping and
Rein,
everything.
rein your boy in. Okay, Dan,
Let
rein
me
your
bring
boy
you on
in.
in. Let me
Yeah,
bring you. Wait.
that's that
Okay.
military in me, right? That's that drill sergeant coming
I know it was coming. I migrated. Oh, wow. You were really in there, tech troublemaker. Yes,
back in the
yes,
day. Like
yes.
he got
Martin
more gray
Warren.
hair than I do.
I know.
I'm
Boy,
sorry.
did
I'm
you hear
sorry.
that? My
Yeah,
dad had the
he gonna
Radio
call
Shack
me.
version on the Commodore, but I remember playing with tape drives and floppy disks. Yeah, all of that. All
See
of
that?
that.
We
All of that.
flashing back tonight, y'all. See? There we go. Dr.
Chris
Stone.
Stone, what's
Oh
up?
my goodness. Let
Stone
me
is
sit
the
up straight. We
man.
got Dr. Stone in here too. Man,
I
okay,
know.
let me sit up straight.
We need to make sure we have our P's and Q's.
Mm-hmm.
John said you don't have to have all the answers to get started. That's exactly right.
Very
You are
true.
so right.
Very true.
Put forth the effort and do the work. Yep. Everybody, yeah. So the folks in this chat, we all get it. We're all on the same page. Put in the work. That's the thing. And that's why I appreciate you saying that there's really no excuses at this point not to move if it's something you want to do. Not everybody is going to move in the direction
Mm-hmm.
that like we've chosen, for instance. Everybody has their own path. So I really appreciated what you said about knowing your audience. So I want to ask you a question about that, since part of what I really want to kind of touch on is content strategy.
Yeah.
Whether it's video or something else, how do people know? How do you know who your audience is and who you should be talking to? Especially if you're new. You're just starting out,
Yeah.
you're creating your content strategy. What's a tip that you can give to people to start?
Well, if you're brand new, there's always SEO tools that you can use. I started to say SEM like SEM Rush back in the day again, but there are platforms, something like a vidIQ, something like a TubeBuddy, things that and Google Trends to go out there
Mm-hmm.
and find out what's trending within the marketplace. And then, really, if you're brand new to this, you haven't pressed record, you haven't done anything yet, find a subject and a topic that you are interested in. There's an audience for if you're into making coffee, if you're into I don't know, yard maintenance guy, because I need someone to come and clean this pool for me. So, if I can find one of y'all that's into if you're into those kinds of things, what if you're brand new, talk about something that interests you. Bounce those ideas off of your inner circle, your sphere of influence. Half of the world's on Facebook, so talk to folks within that circle right there, and then start letting that mushroom out into a real defined community. You're going to have acquaintances. You're going to have folks that just come in once in a while just because they love you and they're going to show up. But once you start defining what resonates with you, and then your community, the folks that show up, start telling you, well, hey, James, you got anything? Do you know anything about this? So listen to the community if they start asking you questions, and then that might be the time to bob and move, pivot and shake a little bit, and say, okay, let me add this into the repertoire,
Mm-hmm.
right? If this also excites me, right? Don't go into a whole different genre or conversation if you have no expertise and no insight about it. Make sure that when you do go out and start having those conversations, that you can be somewhat cognizant as well when you have those conversations. But long story short, back to it, brand new, just starting out, find something that you like. Find something that you like. Don't worry about the infrastructure pieces. Don't worry about getting all the things, but just have the conversation. Reach out to your friends, family, and acquaintances. Let them come check you out. Let them give you feedback and be receptive to that feedback. Like if they tell you your lights are off, white balance is wrong, your audio's bad, whatever the feedback is, your overlays and your scenes don't look right, just take that feedback. Just take it. Just take it.
Yeah.
Just be a thick skin and hear that, because that again, that's the community reaching out to you, and make tweaks, make iterations as you continue to press record, as you continue to go live, and as you continue to push those messages. So again, long story short, start with something that you're interested in, push that out to your sphere of influence, family, friends, and acquaintances, and see how they react to it. And then bob and weave and pivot if you need to.
I
You're
love
never
what you
going to get a
said.
short answer from me. You're never going to get a
Yeah.
short answer.
I mean, but that's good, because here's the thing. One of the things that I really tacked on to what you said is the idea of pivoting and weaving and
Mm,
bobbing and all of that, because I don't think you will know right off the bat, right? It's all an experiment. So feel good about the fact that you step out there and you do something
yeah.
that you're passionate about. You talk about something that you're passionate about. And if it doesn't work out, what I always have asked myself, and I tell my daughters to ask the same thing: did anybody get hurt?
Come on now.
Like, is this life? Like, is
Yeah.
somebody's life
It's not
gone
that serious.
because of
Yeah.
we're going to make mistakes? And it's one of the reasons why I learned to press go and just stay on the gas. I will mess up, I will run over bumps, and I'll get up after the car crash, get back in the car, might fix it,
Do it again and then do
get
it
back in the
again.
car, do it again.
I look forward to things going awry. I really do. I look forward to the internet going down or the mic going, talking about digital and video content creation. I look forward to that because then I can learn from that situation, learn from that instance, file that into my memory banks of, oh, maybe I should have prepared a different way, or maybe I need another contingency plan. And again, that's me having 10% more knowledge than someone else. And that way, when someone comes to me for a consulting engagement, for a conversation, looking at me as a trusted advisor, I can say, be prepared and look out for this as well. I can give you some X, Y, and Z kinds of things. So I actually, who knows, maybe the internet will go out tonight and we be, I don't know what's gonna happen. You never know. Maybe I'll pull the plug out myself. We'll see.
Don't pull it out yet, though. Hold on. Hold on. Wait for me for a minute. Christo said, fail, learn, fail again, learn more. Exactly.
That's it, man. That's
Exactly.
it.
Real talk. This is James
Oh,
Hicks.
hey, that's senior in the building. There you go. So the show
What's
was
up?
officially started, ladies and gentlemen. Seniors in the building. Daddy, I talked about you a little while earlier. Yeah.
Oh, I am loving that I have the first James Hicks in the house.
You got a senior in the building.
I
Lord have
got
mercy.
senior. This is really special then to me. Two generations. Yeah, reward yourself for the effort. Exactly,
Yeah.
because it won't be right or perfect. It's going to be what it is, and you can learn from whatever that is. So, you know what? John Lacey asked if that is your signature on the bottom of your phone or your
You see that.
microphone. Look at that.
Everything
That's
with intent and purpose. Everything.
that's
Right?
beautiful.
But listen, man, it's where it's supposed to be. If I move this arm, you see. Listen, everything again, John. Yes, it is. That is your boy signature right there. Everything with intent and purpose. Come on now, let's get focused, y'all. Let's get
I
focused.
love that. I love it. Let's see. Anything worth doing requires effort
Hold on,
and
let me
involves
show him. Let
learning
me
curve.
show him this too. Let me show.
Uh
Let
oh,
me.
he
Oh,
got
oh,
something else to
oh.
show. Hold on, I'm getting ready
I'm
to put you
just.
back up. I'm getting ready to put you
Okay.
back up.
Well, you know, you see.
Uh,
I am the brand.
uh.
I am the brand.
He said,
Okay.
"I don't need no other sponsors. I
No,
need this right here."
I'm gonna wear my own clothes.
I love it. I love it. There's actually I'm in Dallas, and so I go to the hair shop, to the salon, and that's where you hear all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a
Mm-hmm.
man that'll come by and he sells his stuff. He sells, products because, that's what they do at our shops.
Right.
And he went and he bought I can't remember what kind of press it's called, but it's a machine that people use to make branded polos and all kinds of things. And what he's done is he has actually done similar to what you're doing. He has branded everything. When I say everything, to just his name, his signature. So his hats, his shoes, his jackets, his luggage, everything has his name on it because we asked him one day and he was like, yeah, why would I buy somebody or yeah, why would I invest in putting somebody else's brand out there? Why am I not
That's it.
promoting myself?
That's it. That's the true sign of an entrepreneur who is on the come up.
Hey,
Why am I going to wear Calvin, Sean? Uh, I don't know who else because I don't wear nobody else. But again, well, why not do that? And especially again, think about this. So bringing it back into the context of video
oh,
creation and entrepreneurship,
mm-hmm.
uh, multiple streams of income are critical.
Yes,
Don't just rely on the AdSense money and the Google checks that come. That's such a small piece. It really is. You could talk to a high majority of the creators out there. That's a small piece of their overall monthly intake.
yep,
You need to have 5 to 15 streams of income. One
yep,
being merch, one being consultancy, one being affiliate relationships, things of that nature. Right? Really to balance out and appearances, brand partnerships, all of those really make up really what a content creator, a monetized content creator, a business minded content
that's
creator
right.
has within their arsenal.
That's right.
So yeah, so we go live and we get to super chats and we get to super thanks and things like that. Love that. But again, that from an overall perspective, that's a small piece because those are one-time shots, one-time iterations, sponsorships, things that we love them and appreciate them and all right. But again, how can I influence into a community member and say they actually want to wear a focus hat, stay focused on you? If that resonates with them, then folks will buy that and then they'll tell someone else and then that reverberates out to others. So that's really where it is. I'll leave that out there for folks. Again, don't just focus on the single platform revenue stream. YouTube partner program is okay, but that's not the only thing.
I'm
That's not
glad
the
you
only
said
thing.
that because I've been talking about this in different spaces, James.
Hmm,
Before I ever had 1,000 people on my
hmm.
YouTube channel, before this is why I tell people don't wait for somebody else to monetize you.
Oh my goodness.
You need to be thinking from the very start, whatever you're creating, is how am I going to generate revenue from this thing I'm doing? And if I'm not going to generate revenue and that's not the goal, then what is the goal? You need to think about what that is. But I had my own shop. I went to Spreadshirt
Hmm.
and I had my logo that I created. It wasn't great, it wasn't perfect, but it was good enough. People
Hmm.
bought it. I have mugs. I've got all kinds of stuff. And what I did was I went to Spreadshirt, opened an account, put my logo in there, and it's order on demand. So I don't have a lot of extra product laying around somewhere that I've purchased. People can go to the shop and buy it whenever. I
Yeah.
immediately, as soon as I could, got into the Amazon influencer program. So you got to think about
Good.
ways that you can make decisions for yourself and stop waiting on other people and other companies and organizations to monetize you. What can you be doing right now?
Wow. That's the whole advent of UGC, user generated content. Stephanie's in the chat right now, and that's her wheelhouse. That's what
It
she does.
is.
Listen, we were just at where were we at, Stephanie? We were at CES in Las Vegas. She was walking around making content, just walking up to folks' booths, filming on TikTok, filming on Instagram, and doing the thing, making reels, making shorts, making stories. And again, that user generated content, not even in partnership with any company, but then after it was done, she'll pitch it, or we'll pitch that UGC to the brand and to the company and say, check out what I did for me, for you,
Yep.
and then start having those contract conversations. That's really the shift that's happening now. We're seeing a lot of these large Fortune 1000 whatever organizations recognize the value of the creator. This is the second year that CES actually had a full content creator environment. This is the first year I'm going to NAB again. So the National Association of Broadcasters, this is the first year that there's actually a creator specific symposium part of it.
Wow.
So again, the large brands are recognizing that the individual creators, micro influencers, micro creators, whatever you want to call it, digital content creators actually are the ones that are moving the needle. Amazon, Target, Walmart, all of that aspect right now. Get into that, folks. Don't
Yeah.
go live, do the thing, go live, right? Do that as well, because that's really your foundation. That's where you meet with that's your water cooler where you have the
Yeah.
conversation with your community. But branch out if and start talking to different brands and start creating your own content and start spreading that message and start building your own book of business.
I'm gonna have to give you. Let me see what I can pull up for that because that
What you
I
got? You got
think
some more music? You got some more triggers? Hold on, I got some
that
if you want
was
some. I got some.
that was gold. So if you see the gold, that means you need to go back, like rewind about 15 seconds.
That's it. That's it.
Listen to everything you just said. I'm gonna put up some. I got to put up a couple of comments. Did you have something you were getting ready to pop up on screen? I might have
No,
passed
I
right
got
by.
nothing. I'm just here. I'm just making sure that I don't break nothing. Listen,
He's like, I'm just glad I showed up tonight. I know.
I do. I'm just glad I showed up on time. Lord have mercy.
I wasn't gonna let you
I'm a
not
simple
show up
man.
on time. You already know this, right?
I know. I know.
Only rock stars have their fathers show up. Shout out to Senior. That's right. Thank you. Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you. I was genuinely amazed how easy it was to get polo shirts. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, no
Yes.
excuse, man. No, there's no excuse out there, and there's a handful of platforms that really. are in tune with creators today. I know you mentioned one, and I don't know if you want me to start mentioning some other ones, but
You can, yeah.
the platforms are really in tune. So I use Fourth Wall. I've
Oh,
used
that's
Fourth Wall
right.
since day one. I know all four creators that yeah, they were creators who actually started the company, and I've had them on my show as well, and talked to Eli and Walker and the guys. They came from, I don't know if they want me saying where they came from. I won't say that. They came from another spot and started Fourth Wall, and again really were locked in and focused on the creators and making sure that high quality merchandise, high quality offerings, so not just t-shirts and hats and mugs, but you can sell sponsorships, you can sell memberships, you can sell
Oh, wow.
e-products. You can actually also, if you got old stuff at your house, don't go to eBay and Macari, don't and Facebook Messenger, sell it right on your site too. So you can do all that.
On Fourth
Come
Wall.
on.
Okay, because they reached out and
Yeah, fourth wall is
connected.
the truth.
I need to
I give
reach back
I got a
out.
promo code. I give you a promo code to give you some. Yeah,
Okay, send
I
it to
give you.
me because they reached out and I was like, I'm not sure I know you. I know Dan recently started working with them. He put
Okay,
something
right
out
on.
there, so I had seen something on LinkedIn. Dan, I remember that. But I am now that it's you and Dan and other people that I've been hearing about it. I just didn't know enough about it to know if I needed to connect, but I will.
Hmm. So I'll tell you what's amazing about Fourth Wall, and again how they are locked in and conscious about the creators and the community. Every time you sell something, you get an email or you get an email, you get a push notification to your phone. On that app, on the Fourth Wall app, you actually then send a video or an audio thank you to the person who supported you. So I sent a message, Tanya, thank you for buying that Focus hat and shirt. Appreciate you. Thank you for your support. And boom, you get that in your email.
I love it.
That's that personal experience again. That's above the line, above the noise of a lot of other places, and that helps resonate. That helps bring you closer to those super fans. That
That is
brings you closer to
amazing.
that community and helps other folks want to say, hey, I'm going to go buy something from them again, or I want to tell other folks about it. So that piece right there, no one else is doing that. That's really cool.
That is super cool. And I love personalized video when it comes to creating
Yes, you do. I've
content.
seen a whole bunch of them. Good Lord, Tanya, listen. Okay. Yeah.
I do because I think it adds, like you said, it's unique. It's something that's different. Not
Yeah.
everybody's doing it. Look, y'all, don't think about just using video in the traditional way. Yeah, we're on live stream
Hmm.
right now. Anybody can do live stream. But when I started using video, I started thinking about how can I use this at every point in the
Hmm.
process of my sales cycle. So from awareness to the bonding to the conversion to the delight, the ABCDs, y'all. Y'all know,
I
those
love
of
it.
you who are in
Yeah,
my
that's it right
community,
there.
you know what's up. The thing is you can use video at any point in that space and really continue to deepen or create relationships with people. So I love that, and I'm definitely
Hmm.
I'm gonna check this out because Fourth
Yeah.
Wall sounds
Check
like
them
it's
out. I
the
mean,
truth.
yeah, every aspect of that funnel, right? Of that uh, client acquisition funnel, right? You can use video, and people nowadays resonate towards video. One, because our attention span is only the 30, 60, 90 seconds that we're swiping left and right. So if you can catch them with a video that's pointed directly at them, that's personal and that resonates with something that they care about, you got them. You got them. You can start hooking folks that way.
I want to ask you about that from a video strategy standpoint. So, you know, there are people that are just making the 30-second, the 60-second, right? How do you is there a formula in your mind for the type of video content that we should all be creating right now? Should we only be creating 30-second clips to go on Reels and TikTok? What is your take on that? Because I've been hearing some different things and I have my own personal thoughts, but what do you think?
Where it makes sense. If you can deliver the message in that succinct amount of time, 30 seconds to 60 seconds primarily, then do it. With the message being the most predominant factor of that content. Don't worry about all the fancy flashing lights. Don't worry about all the music. Don't worry about the swipes and all the the Final Cut and the cap cut and all that stuff. If the message that you're saying within 30, if you got that hook right, if you got that first 3 seconds, and then within that 30-second time frame, you actually have something to say that actually moves an emotional pendulum in someone, then do it. If you're looking at creating longer, but longer content than that, and you actually want to talk about a specific segment of a long form video, so say this is 60 minutes or whatever the case may be, and you want to do something like 3 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
1 to 3 minutes, and put that on LinkedIn or put that on Instagram or something of that nature. Again, make sure that it's tight. That's where you want to get in and start doing the editing. You want to cut out the ums and the ahs and the spaces, things like that, because you want to make sure that you capture and continue to hold
Mm-hmm.
your audience's attention. So where it makes sense, don't just create content to create content. You've heard me say a couple of times already, I like to be above the noise.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna go online, if I'm gonna go live, if I'm gonna put something out there, and my hope is that it's of value.
Mm-hmm.
I, I'm not just out here to I'm not just out here to entertain. I'm just not.
What?
I'm really out here more to educate and more to provide value. There's nothing wrong with entertainment if that's what you want to do. You're never gonna see me doing the cool dances on TikTok. I used to do that back in the day, but I can't do it no more. Uh, Provide value in as succinct amount of time as you possibly can. Focus on that. Focus on the message as opposed to the aesthetic piece, because the aesthetics, again, most of the time, no one's actually looking at it; they're just listening to it. So make sure that you sound, speak, and articulate clearly what it is that you want to say.
Yes.
Um, Around that, so now you piqued my interest, and something I wanted to say as well. You can't be everywhere. Now, what the kids at? The kids on Snapchat. I'm not on Snapchat.
I know, right?
You got TikTok. The OGs are out there on the Facebook,
Mm-hmm. On the
right?
Facebook.
On the Facebook, right? You got all these platforms that you could be at, but you
Yeah.
still should have a home.
Yeah.
That home honestly should not be YouTube. That framework should be on YouTube. That home should be on your own website,
Mm.
something that you own, something that
Mm.
you are paying mortgage on and not paying rent on.
Mm. Do y'all hear this? Look, this is he trapping. That's
I even was quiet for a minute, right? I wanted to let that marinate.
just let that marinate a little bit, y'all. Cause look,
Right.
look, that's like advice that you pay for right there. We have to create our own spaces because
Yeah,
YouTube at any given time can remove your channel, remove your content. If they don't like something, any of the social platforms can do that. You need to
in a
own
minute.
your online real estate. You need to have a space that you call your own and stop just renting and leasing other people's spaces.
I
Strategically,
know that's uncomfortable for folks to hear because it requires effort. It
mm-hmm,
requires work to
yep,
spin up a HicksNewMedia.com or whatever the case, your
it
own
does.
place. But the value and the benefit, the long term benefit, is really going to be something that you will appreciate. Again, if God forbid anything happens to YouTube, if
Yeah.
Vimeo goes down, if Facebook changes their ability to allow you to publish live streams in groups. Oh, wait a
Mm-hmm.
minute. That's happening right now, isn't it?
April 22nd.
Okay.
That's
Right.
happening.
It's happening right now, and you have no control over that. If Elon Musk buys Twitter and changes the entire dynamic of the social platform, yeah, we can go live over there, but man,
It's
it's the
different.
Wild West over there.
It's different. It's different. That's where I
Control
started.
control the controllables, right? Control what you
That's
can
right.
control and buy your own real estate. So
We are getting a lot of comments, so I definitely want to pull some things up and hear what people have to say about this. First of all,
people saying James Hicks is crazy. That's what they saying. They saying that man is crazy.
they saying he's dropping the truth. He's putting the
Mm,
truth
mm,
in the
mm.
content here. Great content creators doing big successful things. I think I might have pulled that up before. Uh, all the contacts in your phone. Let's see.
I love you,
James
Dan.
told Doc Rock about Fourth Wall, who showed Mary Lou, and that's how I found out. Okay.
Hey, say that with your chest, brother. Again, I don't want to ask for a whole bunch of taps on the back, but yeah, say that with your chest. Man. I fly below the radar, and I don't tell that a lot, but okay. Thank you,
You
brother, for
sharing, and
acknowledging that.
it's passing around, it's getting around. Let's see. You mentioned the Amazon factor. Oh, I did, yeah. And so now we got James on here talking about fourth wall. I know what. This is what we do here. We're trying to make sure you are you know what is possible,
Hmm.
because it's not just about, oh, I want to get on camera and do some live streams. It is, what is the strategy that you're putting together?
Yes,
She
yes.
said it'll be a
Where is
while
that
before I
value?
need to
Yeah.
find another show to watch. I do. I usually, I started by saying I was just going to do 20-minute shows, James, and it just, with this community, I love the interaction and the engagement. And so I'm committed to staying as long as they need me to stay on. And so typically it's probably averaging about an hour. Richard said, well
Hmm.
said, sir.
What's going on, Richard? Good to see you, man.
Saying hi on the platform formerly known as Twitter. Oh, he's over there watching. Okay. Yeah, I just have the content goes out there because I started on X
Yeah,
years ago. Years
I will
ago.
never call it X. I still call it Twitter.
I know. I know. I got back. This Facebook group thing is really curious. It is. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out in the end, John. We'll know in April. Is this some church?
The doors of the church are open. Bring ye tithes and ye offerings. Okay, right.
Okay. Bring
We
it all.
want to
Pass the
don't want to
plate.
start blaspheming or nothing, but
I know. Don't let's not do that on the show. I don't need lightning strikes to buy my own real estate. Would you two suggest owning my own server? What do you think about that question?
no, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do
Yeah.
that. The shared hosting providers, the GoDaddies, the Bluehost, the Squarespaces, the Wixes, let them handle all of that infrastructure. If that's not what you do, don't do it. Right? Outsource that piece. Outsource the patching of the server, of maintaining the application. You just worry about delivering the content to your audience and to your community. Let them do that. Unless you want to do that. Unless you want to have hardwired controls in your house, you want to put in a fast network switch. If you want to have all the there I go date myself talking
Coax and
about
cables.
coax. There I go date.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, there I go dating myself. No, don't do that, sis. Just use one of the shared hosts. I can just wait for Roy. I know he's gonna laugh at me for saying that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No Freudian slip. Goodness gracious.
That is
Coax.
funny. Yeah, I think when we talk about owning your online real estate, it really is more about have a space where you can send people to, own your email list, build an email
Yes.
list
Oof.
so that you
Truth.
can connect with people. One of the big things that happened, when I can't remember if it was Facebook or what it was that went out for like a day, and people were losing their minds because they
Hmm.
couldn't reach folks about different events and things that were happening and going on. And I was able, because as I was building my Facebook group, I was using a Chrome extension called Group Leads. So when
Hmm.
people would sign up for the Facebook group, they would answer the questions, and one of the questions would be an email, which would then feed into my CRM through Group Leads. And so I didn't have to worry about the fact that Facebook went down. I just went to my email list and said, hey, folks, with the people that were tagged with the Facebook group. Hey, folks, it looks like Facebook is down. I know we have a stream today. Just wanted to remind you, and I could still communicate. So it's things like that you have to be thinking
Hmm.
ahead. Like, how can I control my own email list, the contacts that I'm making, my intellectual property? I make a copy of every single piece of content I ever create
Have to.
because it's
Have to.
mine.
It's because it's because it's yours. I know it's troublesome. I know it's time consuming, but it's insurance
Yes.
just in case. Just in case you do need to have that forward thinking mind. And folks, listen, you don't have to have all the answers. If you don't know which questions to even ask yourself, that's where folks like Tanya are, right? She let that person who is 10% down the road, a little bit further than you, who has gone through that, can help you design a contingency plan, can help you design a strategy for talking to communities, talking to constituents, talking to clients, and things of that nature. Don't think that you have to have all of the answers day one.
Yeah.
Know what you want to do, have a good semblance of what you want to do, and then work with someone. That's another key thing that I like to talk to folks about. Always saying that we got to do it by ourselves, we got to do it in a vacuum. Now,
Mm-hmm.
get yourself around an inner circle, get yourself around some folks that are running with you, that want to help you. You help them, they help you, they give you that
Mm-hmm.
constructive feedback, they give you that criticism, things of that nature, and then move forward together. You don't have to do this in the basement by yourself, man.
Yeah.
That's what holds folks back a lot as well. So
I love that. Absolute Wonder. Group Collector. Yep, that's another Chrome extension. There's so many different tools that will help you to do the things you need to do. But to James's point, you're not going to know all the answers off the bat, and you're not even going to know what to ask. But just keep moving forward one step and then another step, and keep moving forward and keep learning and studying and researching. What applies to you may not apply to other people, and vice versa too. That's another thing.
that's true. That's true.
Good question, John. Do people know where to find you if your social media disappears? You need to think through that. Just keep backups of your content somewhere in case you need to pivot. I also keep those backups. I keep my content because I want to repurpose it.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
That's no longer a want. That's now a need
you
in
have
today's
to.
environment. That's actually, yeah, you got to do that.
So Chocolate Quilts asked, "How important is LinkedIn?" She says she has it but seldom uses it. Please discuss. Do you have a thought on that? I'm probably not the best person to ask. So I'm going to put
That-
that one to you.
okay. Okay. Listen, LinkedIn again. What Go to LinkedIn, puts things on LinkedIn on any social network where it matters and where it resonates and where it makes sense. I have two environments on LinkedIn. I have my personal profile, which is everyone sees what I've done in the world, publications, old jobs, certifications, and things of that nature. Hicks New Media, I have my own organizational page. So folks that follow the Hicks New Media page know when I go live for specific types of content that matters and that resonates with the business audience. I don't do so my show Team No Sleep every Wednesday, the social impact of sport, that does not go on LinkedIn because the audience on LinkedIn, it really doesn't vibe with them, right? That that
Mm-hmm.
that content doesn't necessarily belong on that particular platform. Every Saturday morning when I do the Technologist forum, talking about the business of technology, that gets multicast also to LinkedIn because again, those types of conversations about strategy, about enterprise technology, about processes and resources, things like that. That is the audience that is expecting. The audience on LinkedIn is expecting that type of a content. So if it makes sense for the overall collective, for the overall audience, put it there. Do you need to have a personal profile and a business profile or org profile? Depending on your situation. If you are a solopreneur, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a business, yeah, it does make sense. LinkedIn is trying to get better. Their whole creator mode was, it started out okay, then it went crazy, and then now it's
Yeah.
trying to come back. LinkedIn makes sense where it makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, but start with your own house. Start with again a platform and a tool and an environment that you own, and test the
Yes.
waters. Let me just say that again, right? Test the waters because you get some pretty decent analytics from LinkedIn as well. So you see who has looked at the content that you've put out. You get some insights to you see how it resonates with folks within your community. So take a look at those analytics.
Love it. And yeah, ask yourself, are your people on LinkedIn? Like, are they there? Because they may or may not be. But I
Hmm.
love you that you said do what makes sense. Because we don't have a blanket black and white answer for everybody that's going to apply to every.
No, no,
An
and don't let nobody
absolute.
tell you that they do.
Because some people will tell you that they do, right?
Yeah,
Let me see. Let me put this one up real
yeah.
quick. And honestly, LinkedIn might be a place to promote or repurpose if not built. So it's really a matter. It's going to be, you have to figure out what is going to be right for your business model and for what you're focused on sharing and showcasing. You have to do that experimental thing that we talked about. Okay, so an absolute wonder saying as long as we don't end up in App Therapy Club, we're talking about software and digital apps and that kind of thing in my new podcast, App Therapy Club. We
I
end
checked
up,
out the last edition. That was pretty dope.
it's fun. It's just a passion project. I don't know what it will turn into, but it's one of those things where I said, okay, we're just going to hit gas and go. Let's see what happens.
Love it. Love it. Congratulations on again having the initiative to go out there and do the thing. So that's commendable
I am
that you
learning
actually do
that
that.
the older, the more mature I get,
Seasoned. We seasoned.
seasoned. I
There we
love
go.
that.
We seasoned.
The more
Yeah.
seasoned I am, that it's more critical for me to stop stopping myself
Mm-hmm.
because we don't have time is not promised. So all the
It's true.
things that we say we want to do, we don't have a year or 3 years to plan it out and say, okay, well, 3 years from now, this is what I'm. I mean, there's some things. I do have a 3 year plan. There's some things. But if you're trying to create a program, if you're trying to launch a course, if you want to finally do that podcast you've been saying you want to do, why are you sitting on it for a year? Why can't you take a few baby steps today, a few baby steps next week, speed it up a little bit and see what happens?
Mm. Yeah. Iterate, right? Let it be terrible the first 2 or 3 episodes. Let it be terrible. But who's it terrible to? It's terrible to you. The folks that probably consume that are loving it, eating it up, waiting for the next one. Right. But then you get better. Then you get them reps underneath your belt. Then you learn how to have some good mic presence, a good camera presence, or whatever it is you're looking for. You know how to build or run a show. You know how to build out your timeline. You know how to do all those things. And those are skills that, again, come with age and come with time. You can't just wake up on Tuesday and say, I'm going to be the next bestseller list, whatever, top 10 Spotify podcast. Really? It didn't.
Tomorrow.
Really? Come on now. Come on now. We ain't that good.
There's been some themes that I've heard tonight, and I want to thank you so much for just spending the time. We didn't have all these questions. I didn't have them all, sorted out. I didn't even ask you the hard ones.
No, and I'm glad too, because you said you was gonna ask something hard. You got me over here concerned,
I had a
disheveled.
really good one. I'm going to tell you what it was, but you may not
Okay.
answer it. I don't know. One of the
I
ones
don't
I
have to answer
had,
it. I don't have to answer it.
if you had to explain AI to someone from the 19th century, how would you explain it?
If I had to explain AI to someone from the 19th century, how would I do that? I'm gonna pass. Let me think on that.
I want you to think on that one, and then come
We don't
back and
want to
let
have
me
any dead
know.
air here while we. Okay.
Come back
Man,
and let me know, because I had a couple of questions like that were little stingers, but
that's not
instead
even fair. I mean, because you couldn't at least say the 20th century. back in the
I said
80s or something. She said the
19th
19th century. Who am I talking to in
19th
the
century.
19th century? Okay.
Yeah, but
Let me
I
think
mean,
about it.
we
Keep
doing
keep
some
going.
things
Let
with
me
tech.
think about it.
I was like, he's a technology expert, so let's see. He's super smart. He knows how to explain things and that are complex and
Child,
simplified terms.
child.
I thought
Someone
through all
done
those
told you a
things.
tale. Yeah, someone told you a tale.
No, I see you. I know what I see. Nicolette, yes. Chocolate Quilt said, you both make me smile and accept my faults. Yep, there is no fault. There's just learning. That's all it
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
Yeah, it's not a mess up. It's a mix up. We're mixing things up and we're going to figure it out as we go. Preach.
I appreciate you,
Ah,
Mrs. Stone.
I love it. I love it. I've been trying to hit y'all with the fairy dust. I just want you to see what is possible. Look, oh, wait. Andrew said, it's simple. I see James Hicks. I clicks.
Brother Khan, what's happening with you, man? That's a bad man right there, too. Hey, Brother Khan, that's a bad. Oh, man, okay. We
I
got some
like
winners
it.
up in here now.
I'm going to pop that back up there. That's a
That's a
tweet.
bad dude. Thank you, man.
I love it. Thank you so much for allowing me to have you on with me. This has been amazing. Just to be able to kind of just chat with you and find out like what's in your head and what you think. And dropped so many different nuggets. If I had to summarize a couple of things that really stood out to me, and for those of you who are listening and watching, if there's something that really stood out for you, if there was a golden nugget that you want to take away from tonight, I want you to pop that into the chat. And I want you to take it on yourself to share it with someone else and pass it on, pay it forward. Here's what I heard. I heard things like definitely make sure you know who your audience is. Think about who your audience is and get clear on that. And even if you don't know right away, experiment, do the things to research and study and understand that, because that will help to guide your strategy. I heard you say fail and get back up and keep
Mm.
moving and just keep learning and growing from the mistakes, because everybody's going to make them. I heard that you talked about, yeah, thank you so much, Andrew. Wait, let me pop up Andrew's comment about you, because this is about you. Let me give you your flowers. This has been a great show. Oh, hey. Also, if I was explaining AI to someone in the 19th century, imagine if that new photography device could be told to make anything you could think of. Ah.
See, Andrew's smarter than me. Uh, he's like my call home, or what is it, that game show? He's the one that I'd
He's
be
my
calling.
friend. Yeah, phone a
Yeah, my
friend.
yeah, my
Is
call a
that it?
friend.
Here's a golden nugget. For me, having my one real estate for my content and make
Mm.
a copy of all my content. Good. Yeah, there were so many different nuggets in there. So I knew you would. You bring the house down. So I just want to thank you so much for sharing all your knowledge. Not all of it. This is like one itty bitty piece of James Hicks's knowledge. What should people do to follow you and find out more about you? I'm going to pull up your website real quick here.
Okay. Yeah. I'm over everywhere. I'm all over the place, but I'm where it resonates and where it matters to you and them, my community. Uh, my house is HicksNewMedia.com. That feeds into my YouTube channel, that feeds into my other social platforms, that feeds into ways of contacting me on various other social networks for either for a conversation, for a meeting, for a consultancy engagement, things of that. So HicksNewMedia.com is where you can find all the things.
Love
I
it.
also
Love
have
it.
a what you say? Yeah, oh, you gonna do a day? Oh shoot,
Yeah, I
you
got to
gonna bring
show
up
it.
the? All right, let me see. I'm gonna make a discount code right now for everybody. Hold on.
Hey, the
I'm gonna make a
new
discount code.
hotness. Y'all, he was talking
Yeah,
about merch, so I had to pull up the merch. I had to.
hold on. I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm gonna make a discount code right now for y'all peoples.
All right.
No,
Let's go.
hold
Hey, y'all.
on.
Stream like a
No,
boss
no,
family.
play the Jeopardy music. That's why.
I know.
Promotions. Let's see. I'm gonna be nice to y'all. Let's
Look at
do
that. Yeah, I'm loving this merch.
H&M 15. There we go. I just turned on H&M 15.
Here, I'm
Y'all
going
get
to type it
15%
in here.
off if y'all want to get something.
H&M 15. I'm going to put it in here. Let me see if I can actually, let me add it into this text right here so that,
I already sold out of all my coffee. I had coffee first. Yeah, okay, that's right. I had coffee first. I sold out of the coffee right at Christmas. Shouts out to my dad if he's still on. He bought a whole gang of it and fulfilled my minimum order quantity. But yeah, I had the coffee first, and I may come back with it. You know what I'm gonna do though? Hey, I'm gonna do a hot sauce. I'm gonna do a hot sauce next.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
That's how we doing.
I'm
Doing
buying
stuff a little different.
some. You need to put the
That's
hot sauce up because I love anything
that's
that'll
what I'm
make me
doing.
sweat out of my head. My scalp sweat. I'm
Yep.
good.
So it's not there yet, but that's coming. But yeah, I'll leave H&M 15 up for a while, and you guys can use that promo code if you see something that you like. We'd appreciate it.
I'm gonna need to go get that creator hat. That's what I'm gonna have to do. I love that. Gosh, thank you so much again for being with me tonight on the virtual stage at Stream Like a Boss TV, sir.
I appreciate you. Thank you again for this opportunity. This was amazing. Your community is amazing. I love the engagement. I love the interaction because that matters as well. I really like the way that you pull from the audience as well, because that matters as well. Because then folks really recognize that Tanya sees me. So when they take the time to come, when they take the time to leave a comment, just the fact that you recognize them. So again, I wanted to just give you those flowers on that because that matters. That
Yeah.
matters when someone takes time out of their, what is today, Thursday night, to come
Hmm.
online and watch YouTube or LinkedIn or Twitter, whatever they're doing, and you
Yeah.
to acknowledge them. That's a really good thing.
Yes. Yes. They are special people. Everybody in this community is so special. I see Tatiana Teaches has shown up too. So thank you for being here, T.
Deanna, she the truth too.
She
Yeah.
is the
Well, you
truth.
got
She is the truth.
Lord have mercy.
We
I'm gonna
got the
come back
folks
out.
up here.
My goodness, you got Tatiana in here? Okay. Okay.
Well, y'all, we're going to let James go and take care of the rest of his evening. And I just, again, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and close us out and
Thank you, Mother.
bring awesome, awesome. Look, folks, thank you again for showing up. This has been so much fun. For me, it's amazing to be able to talk with people like Mr. Hicks and others who just have wonderful ways of thinking about the present and the future of what we can do when it comes to technology, video content, any of the things that you see us talking about on this show. And so what my hope is that you won't just listen to it and then go away and say, "Oh, that was great," and do nothing with it. What my hope and desire for you is that you do see what's possible for you, for your business, for your cause, whatever it is that you're trying to support. The people that are in your circle of influence need to be influenced by you, and you have the tools to do it. James told us that at the very beginning. So don't forget that. Thank you again for being with us tonight. I would love to see you next time we're on the show. We will not be live next week. I'm traveling because I need to go see my baby play. My baby girl is playing at Carnegie Hall, y'all. So I will be probably streaming a little bit if they allow me to, but she's playing bassoon, so I'm excited about that. We will miss you next week, but I may have a best of playing in its place. Thank you again so much for all the kind words and the goodbyes. We will see you all next time. I will make sure for those of you who are in my community that you know when I am back on live, it'll be 2 weeks from now. But next week, I'll still connect with you in communities. Okay? Take care, and we'll see you next time in the stream. Have a good night.